VETRII IAS Study Circle, the best academy for competitive examination.
Hello friends, I am Guruprasad from VETRII IAS Academy, Chennai. I am working here as a history faculty and as a faculty for history optional. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is how to select and prepare for your optional subject. Now you know guys that optional subject plays a very major role in your UPSC mains. It is the same optional subject which decides whether a candidate is qualified for the interview. It's the same optional subject which decides the merit of a candidate. It decides your rank. So optional subject plays a very vital role. Getting it? Now you all know that every candidate has to choose one optional subject, and marks allotted to the optional subject is 500. 500 marks are allotted to optional subject. But this optional subject is divided into two parts. Number one, that is paper 1, which consists of 250 marks. Paper 2 consists of 250 marks. So in total it is 500 marks paper. You have to choose one subject. Getting it? So it's a 500 marks paper, and let me tell you, it's a very important subject in your UPSC mains. Getting it? Now many students, they come to us and they they come and ask this query, sir, how to choose an optional subject? I am really confused. Okay, so many a time students, they come to us and they say, we are not able to choose the optional subject, sir, please help us. See, there are ways, there are easy methods to select an optional subject. Okay, now today we are going to discuss few ways through which you can just select an optional subject, and we will also teach you how to analyze the optional subject and how to prepare for it. Getting it? So this session is very important. And let me tell you, there is one easy method of choosing optional. Is for those students who have already pursued their graduation, they want to take their subject which they have pursued in their graduation. Like one of our students, she came and asked me, I want to take a commerce and accountancy. Like she has done her BCom or she has done her MCom. See, if you are taking optional subject which you have already prepared in your degree, well and good, go ahead with it. Really go ahead with it. If you have pursued BA Psychology and you want to take Psychology as an optional subject, please go ahead with it. Getting it, guys? But we have students, now they have pursued, someone has pursued BE, someone has pursued BA, but they want to take something else as an optional subject. A BE guy, he wants to take history, or he wants to take geography, or a guy who has done BA in English, he wants to take political science. So these students, it is these students who have little bit of trouble in choosing optional subject. So today we are going to see how to choose an optional subject. Today we are going to tell you 5 steps. Okay, we have step number 1. What is the step number 1? Step number 1 is selecting an optional subject. How to select? Read NCERT books. Reading NCERT books. We all know that NCERT is very important for cracking your civil service examination, whether to choose optional or whether not to choose an optional subject. But without reading NCERT, no one can crack preliminary examination. So what you can do is, if you are finding it difficult to select your optional subject, so you can read NCERT. And we know that in NCERT there are various subjects like history, geography, political science, psychology, sociology, economics. So these are the subjects which are there in NCERT. And apart from that, in optional subject you have physics, chemistry, botany. Okay, those topics are not covered here, but mostly physics, chemistry, botany or mathematics as an optional subject is it's only those candidates they take who are really very much they are very much confident in that subject. But let me tell you, like students who want to select like history, geography, or they are confused like which topic to be selected, they can just go through the NCERT. Okay. Now what you do is just go through the NCERT once. Once you go through NCERT, you will understand which topic you are good at. Assume after reading all this NCERT, history, geography, political science, psychology, sociology and economics, then one day you realize that okay, I am very good with geography. Good, I have read NCERT from 6th to 12th and I am very good with geography, but at the same time you are also good with political science. You are also good with political science. Now, this is a big problem. Every student has this problem. They will come and tell me, sir, you told me to read NCERT, I read NCERT, but now I have liking for geography and I also like political science. Political science, so which subject to choose? Choose the subject which you feel is good for you, which you are really good at. You may like geography and political science, but choose the subject in which you are really excellent at. So, be very wise in selecting optional subject because it's all about your career. It's all about your merit, coming in the merit list and getting a good rank. Okay, if you score less, assume you are taking an optional subject which you are not really good at. Okay, you cracked the exam, you went for the interview, okay, you get selected. There are students I have seen personally, okay, just because of 1 mark or 2 mark they lost IPS, they have lost IAS, they have got some other rank. This should not be the case. Okay, so select the optional subject very wisely. So assume you are good with geography, you feel out of these 2 subjects you are good with geography. Go ahead with geography now. Select geography as an optional subject. Example, it can be anything. Example. Now, what you have to do now? Now see guys, for those students who have already decided their optional subject, maybe commerce and accountancy, maybe management, botany, agriculture, forestry, there are many optional subjects are there. Okay, so now what you can do is, from this onwards, from second step is important for everyone. Okay, it's important for everyone whether you have read the NCERT and selected the optional subject or you have selected an optional subject. Now what you have to do? Here you have to analyze. Analyzing the syllabus is very, very important. So how to analyze the syllabus? First thing, download it. Download it from either from UPSC website or from any IAS portal or any IAS portal. Download the syllabus of any subject of your choice. This I have given an example of any subject of your choice. Download it. Now what you do is just go through that syllabus. Just go through that syllabus. Assume this is the syllabus, just go through that syllabus. Have an highlighter with you or a marker with you or a pen with you. Now what you do is, when you are going through the syllabus, I am 100% sure guys, you will come across those concepts which you have already read in your NCERT or those concepts which you have read as a basics in your college days. Okay, if you have read in the NCERT or anywhere else, okay, maybe in your college days or in your school days, what I am telling you guys is just highlight those points. Highlight those points. Okay, because you have already read your basic and you are coming across the same concept in the syllabus. Example, geography, there is something called as mountain building. Mountain building. Then you will understand, yes, I have read this in the NCERT, 12th standard NCERT, 11th standard NCERT, I have read about mountain building. In the UPSC mains syllabus, optional syllabus, yes, mountain building is mentioned, yes, I have read this, highlight it. Yes, I have read about ocean currents. Good, highlight the points. I have read about winds. Good, highlight. So what is happening here is, after reading NCERT or after reading your basic books, what has exactly happened here is, you have almost in your optionals 30 to 40% of your syllabus you have completed actually. This is the reality. After reading NCERT. Okay, and when you choose any subject like history, geography, or political science, and when you start analyzing the syllabus, you are come to an understanding that yes, these topics I have already read. It means that you are in a right track, you are on a right track and you have almost 30 to 40% of the syllabus you have completed. Your concepts are ready. So, for that sake, NCERT reading is very important for those who have not selected their optionals. But you have already selected, good. already good. Getting it? If someone has taken commerce and accountancy, you come across few concepts, like delegation of authority, like if you see in the accountancy, there are certain rules, 3 golden rules are there, real account, nominal account, and you have another account, that is personal account. Okay, when you, just example, when you go through the syllabus, you will understand, yes, when I did my BCom, I came across these terms, right. So you are on a right track, guys. So whatever you have read already is there in the syllabus. So you should be very confident of now, you should be very, very confident. And another thing is, while analyzing the syllabus, you will come across few terms which you have never read before. Oh, it's not there in the NCERT. Nothing to worry. Nothing to worry about it. Now, if you see in the NCERT, they have not mentioned about creation of valley. When it comes to geography, if you have taken geography as an optional, they have not mentioned how valley is created. Valley is created in 2 ways. One is vertical erosion and another one is horizontal erosion. Getting it? These things are not mentioned in the NCERT. Okay. They have not mentioned about various types of temperature inversion. Nothing to worry. Fine. You are going to read in near future. Getting it? So, analyzing the syllabus is very important and highlight those points which you have already read. Take time to analyze the syllabus. Don't be in hurry. Don't do it in 1 day. Take 2 days, 3 days. Fine. It's better to be late than never. Better to be late than never. Take your own time. So, second step is analyzing the syllabus, and always analyze the syllabus. Keep on reading the syllabus. Okay, keep on reading the syllabus, guys. Step third is previous year question paper analysis. This is very, very important. Now, here there are 2 ways of analyzing previous year question paper. There are 2 ways. Very simple. First is download the previous year question paper. This is number 1 step. 2 ways. Number 1 way is download the previous year question paper, at least from 2010 if you want. But if you want, you can download even from 2001, it's available. But for your reference, from 2010 to 2019 is good. Download the question papers. Assume this is the question paper. You have downloaded the question paper. First, just analyze the pattern. Just know the pattern. No need to read even question paper. What type of question they have asked. First thing, understand the pattern of the question paper. If you see in most of the optional paper, they will mention question number 1 and question number 5 is compulsory. They will always say this, question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. And there are few questions, like they will ask you few questions like out of 3 choose any 2, out of 5 choose any 3. Getting it? So, understand the pattern. Okay, know the pattern first. This is download the question papers. Try and know the pattern up to 2019. But sir, how to analyze the questions? Okay sir, you are just telling us the pattern, but we have to analyze the question. Yes, the best thing here is, the easy way to do here is, you can buy a book called as New Vishal. This New Vishal for optional books, for optionals. Okay, this New Vishal book deals with trend analysis of optional subjects. Trend analysis of optional subjects. Now, if you see in this New Vishal, the beauty about this New Vishal is they have segregated the topics. Okay, according to their weightage. Now, example I give you, political science. Assume you have read political science. Then you have decided that I am going to take public administration as my optional subject. But if you see, there is a lot of similarity. Whatever you read in political science, it is I guess it's very much similar with political science as an optional subject and public administration as an optional subject. I am not very much aware of the political science, so I would like to go with the public administration. Okay, assume I am giving an example with New Vishal. Now, you have seen that in political science itself, there are various topics like parliament, fundamental rights, you have election commission, you have CAG. I am giving example, there are many. Center and state relationship, you have DPSP, directive principle of state policies, power of President of India, power of the Prime Minister of India, zonal councils you have, okay, and you have also tribunal. Example, I have given, there are many. So I am giving you example of Parliament, Fundamental Rights, Election Commissioner and CAG. How they have given in new Vishal. In Parliament, assume from 2011 to 2019. Assume they have given a subheading called Parliament. So once you open the page of Parliament in the new Vishal, from 2011 to 2019, they will give you the list of questions which are asked in public administration. List of questions asked in public administration from Parliament. Maybe in 2011, they asked you about difference between Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha in 2011. In 2012, they might have asked you the power of speaker of Lok Sabha. Maybe in 2013, they are asking about the committees, various committees of Parliament. In 2015, they are asking you about the various bill or the role of an opposition leader in the Parliament. So, in short, what I am telling you is, since Parliament is a very big topic, in this new Vishal, they have given from 2011 to 2019, like what all questions are asked from the Parliament. From the topic Parliament, what all questions are asked. So, what is happening? You can analyze the question. Fundamental rights. So, maybe in 2011 they are talking about equality in front of law. Maybe in 2012 they are asking about freedom of expression, Article 19. Maybe in 2014 they are asking about Article 21, that is right to live with liberty and dignity. Maybe in 2018 they might have asked you the question, what is the interpretation of Supreme Court when it comes to Article 21. Okay. So, what they are doing here is same thing from 2011 to 2019. From FR, that is from fundamental right, what type of questions were asked. Same thing with election commissioner, 2011 to 2019, what type of questions were asked. From CAG, that is Controller Auditor General of India, what type of questions were asked. Because CAG was in news, I remember 2011, 2012, 2013, CAG was always in news and every year they would ask one question from CAG. So, you can see from CAG what they have asked. Maybe in 2011 they asked you appointment of CAG. 2012 they might ask you what is the power of CAG. Okay. Maybe because this was a period when in India many corruption was getting exposed. There was what you call as coal scam, CWG scam, many scams happened during this period. Okay. So, CAG was in news. So, they will ask you this way only. So, this trend analysis of new Vishal will help you. Same way for all the subjects they have segregation. If you have taken geography, physical geography is separate. Okay. For climatography they have a separate set in which they will have some 10 to 20 questions asked since 20 years. This is 11 I have given you example, but I have a trend analysis book which has of 20 years. Okay. Then election commissioner, climatography, even human geography, even you take settlement geography, anything you take they have divided it and they have asked the question. So, what will happen guys, when you are going through that question, two things you will understand, how UPSC is changing the question from the same topic. Topic is same, the way of question asked is different each year, and you will also understand the weightage given to that particular topic in the UPSC examination. So, there are two steps here. First is download the question paper, understand the pattern. Second is purchase this new Vishal book, or any trend analysis book is available for optional subject, please purchase it guys. It is my personal request to everyone. If it is not available in the shop, please order it online. So, this is step number 3. Now, step number 4, meet a mentor. The mentor can be anyone. A mentor, he can be a faculty, he can even be a UPSC topper. So, what you are going to do here? There are some questions which you should ask the optional mentor, the person who is expert in that optional subject. What are those questions? Number 1, advantages. What are the advantages of taking this optional subject? In what way this optional subject is going to help me in general studies? We all are aware that GS, we have a separate, in mains we have a separate what you call a paper called GS which is of 1000 marks. 4 paper of GS, each of 250 marks. So, in total it comes to 1000 mark paper. So we are all aware of it. Just ask the mentor, if I am taking this as an optional subject, in what way is it going to help me in my, this what you call, in my general studies. Getting it? This is very important. Second is, or we can say that as instead of drawback, we can call it as challenge. Okay, we can say challenges. See, every optional subject has its own challenges, has its own advantage. Now, if you ask me, like many students, they come and ask me, sir, I want to take history as an optional subject. Since I am an history optional teacher, I ask them one thing, why do you want to take history as an optional subject? They tell me, sir, one of my friend, he is preparing history as an optional subject. Then I say, guys, then brother, you have to do some analysis over it. You have to analyze the subject. Just because your friend has taken the optional subject, that doesn't mean for you it will be useful. Maybe it's good for him, or maybe he has taken a wrong subject. It's not good for him, history probably. So usually I ask this question, why you are taking this optional subject? So you should know the drawback, you should know the challenges of that optional subject. Getting it, guys? Challenge is not to run away from it. Just knowing challenges or drawback is to overcome it. Now, if you see, there are few optional subjects. I don't want to name any, okay, because students will start having negative, thoughts about that optional subject. There are a few optional subjects which you can read. You can just complete in 3 or 4 months. You can complete, but the real problem with those optional subjects are, like, the level of question asked in UPSC is very, very difficult. The questions asked are very difficult. There are optional subjects which you can read in 3-4 months. You can become a master, but the way the questions are asked is very, very difficult. There are few optional subjects which are very lengthy, but you can score good marks. One of them is history. You can score good marks in history. History is a very easy subject. What is there in history? In history, facts and concept. Easy. There are students who score 250, 300, but the biggest problem with the history, the challenge with the history is you have to read lot of things. Few books, but in that few books itself you should read lot of things. It's a lengthy topic. So guys, every topic has a challenge. So try and identify the challenges. Ask the mentor, so what are the challenges? So definitely they will tell you what are the challenges in it. Third is books. What type of materials I have to use? As students, they read everything. Whatever you get in the market, you read everything. No need, guys. See, I have seen students who read optional, who take history as an optional. There is one book called Upendra Singh. This Upendra Singh book is used for history optional reference. It's only a reference book. But there are students who sit and read that. I tell them, even my friends who are preparing for the examination, I tell them there is no need. It's a reference book. There is a separate book for reading, that is R.S. Sharma, or you can use some Balyan notes, okay, but notes of Balyan, okay, but Upendra Singh is a reference book. If you read that entire book, you will end up doing PhD. Why you have to become an IAS then, or civil servant then? So you should know the right books. So ask them, what are the right books, okay, what are the right books to read? So this will help you. Okay, there are some selective books, even if you read that, you can crack the exam. Getting it? You can crack the exam. Next is strategy. How to prepare for that option? These questions you have to ask him. Advantage, drawbacks or challenges, the books which I have to read. What are the strategy? How to prepare for that optional subject? Please tell me, sir. You should ask them. Madam or sir, please go and ask them. Getting it? See, every optional subject has a different strategy. Now, see, I have seen students as an optional faculty, even as a student, even as a faculty, have seen one thing, that students, they use the same strategy for all the optionals. Now, tell me one thing, for geography, you need a map. You have to refer to map, whether it's a world geography or say Indian geography. Can you use map for political science, for everything for political science, for public administration? No need. So strategy differs from one optional subject to other optional subject. There are few optional subjects wherein you should be very good at current affairs, public administration, example, political science, economics, sociology. These are the topics where you should be good with current affairs. Current affairs is not required in history. To geography, yes, to some extent it's geography covers some part of environment, so you require. So strategy changes, the way of preparation changes with the subject. So know the strategy. Knowing the strategy is important. You cannot use the same strategy just because your friend is taking some optional subject. The same strategy would not work here. Strategy would change, please. Now, third is answer writing. This is very, very important. Guys, let me tell you, in your mains, without answer writing you cannot crack. Let me tell you, very, very clear. Prelims is just an objective type, but in mains you should have a good answer writing. So ask the mentor, the faculty or the topper how to approach when it comes to answer writing. How shall I start? They will give you the details of it. They will tell you how to do it. They will inform you. So please do all these things. Ask them how to write answers. How shall I start with it? Getting it? So these are some important points, guys. So whenever you meet any mentor, ask them the advantage, challenges, books to be read, what are the strategy, what type of strategy I have to use, and finally you have to ask them how to write answers. And now the last step is reading, revision, answer writing, and then feedback. Last step, reading, you have to do the revision, you have to do the answer writing, you have to submit for checking, and please get the feedback. Getting it? So these are the things which would help you to crack your examination. So guys, so these are the way through which you can select the optional. Please go through this video once again, and students who have already chosen the optional subject, okay, so you can start from here. Okay, analyzing the syllabus, okay, then you can go to third step, fourth step and fifth step. Getting? But those students who are finding it difficult to choose the optional subject, start from here. Okay, so guys, this was my analysis on how to choose optional subject. And one more thing, if you have any problem, you can contact VETRII IAS Academy, okay, regarding your GS preparation or optional selection for any selection for optional or anything, you can contact us. Okay, thank you. Jai Hind.
VETRII IAS Study Circle, the best academy for competitive examination.